Apex Legends gives us the best experience when we find ourselves locked in battle with enemies who give our loadout no respect whatsoever, and if you're having less of a potato day than usual, you will find your damage and eliminations creeping up each time you run into one of these naysayers who stand their ground and go toe-to-toe with you no matter what. But what if you had a game where almost every player seemed happy to risk it all for a high-stakes gun battle with no way out, but who beams first? That is the subject of today's tale, and my name's Ragtag, the greatest gutter-tier gamer on the face of this earth, and today I reached the decision to take the Rampage, and it was the weapon that my enemies would seem to have no fear whatsoever of, and normally they'd be right, but today was different, and I didn't yet know that the LMG would lead to the most damage I would do in a single game of Season 11 so far. Landing into Overlook, I began my search for the usual car SMG and whatever else I'd be trying out for fun, and as luck would have it... Oh, you thieving! As I was saying, luck provided me with a purple body armor, a level 4 heavy mag, and finally the car SMG, proving that thievery might not be the play, dearest Loba, and as with many games on World's Edge, the plains were cold, dry, and lifeless, meaning that players had either flocked to the city or to the warmth of Lava Siphon. Charging towards Fragment East, even though I had a sentinel in my hands, I would hip fire it if I had to because close quarters was my message of the day, but I was about to find out that my teammates weren't ever going to get that memo, at least not until I'd bled enough in their eyes.
Grenade out. Reloading.
As Pathfinder soared into the skies, I licked my lips with treacherous wonder lighting up my eyes. But of course I got shot in the back. Now there were lots of squads here, so it was just as well that Seer dumped down his ultimate, giving us much needed wall hacks.
Reloading. Another squad is reloading. Bandit down.
Okay, look, I'm done playing Sonic the Hedgehog. This is Fragment East, not Emerald Hill Zone.
We're already inside the next. Taking fire.
Two squads at least in the train station. We had to get involved. Well, I say we, but I really mean me, because my team were infiltrated by a lone octane after I moved in, and it was about to get messy. This bloodhound was better than me, and the unthrown thermite wasn't exactly helping matters, and just as I reached for a shield battery, scanned. Had to get back to my team.
Charging up my shields. Wings up.
The literal definition of 1 HP, and I helplessly pinged my situation to my teammates who were doing God knows only what, but oh no, I know what they were doing. They were thirsting the octane, so I was on my own for a little longer. The thermite was finally thrown, but I had to accept that this one-man army thing is not in my playbook, and I scampered back to my teammates who insisted on remaining in this building. But my intention to stay with them lasted about as long as it took to heal up, and I decided that I wanted another crack at that bloodhound. Oh, you thieving glorified washing machine! Once again, staring death in the face and expecting to be taken from this world at any moment, I fired up the Phoenix kit and turned to my team, who finally decided that the rental period on the opposite building had expired and they were ready to check out the station, which was just as well because I couldn't survive a third attack by myself, and perhaps they realised that if they can't stop me, they may as well join me. I spy, with my big fat porky pie, a pair of red eyes hiding in the dark! Third party, but if I could just make myself safe, we could easily defeat them. Now, after a single cell, I was about to make a mistake that would have you describe me as being about as sharp as a bowling ball, but let me tell you, I'm still here for that strike. Right, so as I went to thirst the octane, I somehow thought I'd taken the bloodhound with him, but clearly I didn't because I've got the vision of a squash small, but I still went for a shield swap that I somehow got away with in front of Pathfinder's nose, get wrecked washing machine, and glide up to safety with only moderate perforations of the flesh, and something that I forgot to mention earlier, I have a gold backpack. I should have maybe reminded Loba so they didn't waste a Phoenix kit, oh well. As I surveyed the top of the train station, Revenant jumped down to meet Seer. I had to intervene. Well, he's low enough. Destroy him, Loba. He's all yours. Loba, end him. Kill him. I know you can do it. You got this. You got this. Ah! Okay, you don't got this, but straight after this game, it flipped a switch inside me. This full, furious, close-quarter attitude with the frenzy of needing to run right through my enemies needed re-evaluating, and the next game saw us drop straight down into the Leaf, my least favourite place, but this gave me a chance to think things over, and when I saw the Rampage, I thought, what if this team is like the last one and they have some aversion to hard pushes? And, well, to be honest, I was going to hard push every team anyway, but this time I took a Volt as backup, so that was good. I was also relieved to find out that we weren't the only ones who decided to drop on the deadest spot of this map, which is quite handy when it might mean that we'd get softer opponents who were less confident in a battle before much loot could be collected.
Bandit down. Another enemy. Reloading.
I feel like a goat tied to a fence post right now.
My marker. Later, champ. Taking all nest bogeys.
Look, Crypto, if you wanted a hug, you should have asked first, but I told you before, no means no. Getting the golden backpack again made me smile, but then I got an even more pleasant surprise. Another squad.
Firing. Reloading. Slash one. Iron bolt here. Level 2. Look out, grenade.
There was no way I was running into an Arcstar, so I went for the good old flankaroo. Whilst I respected the aggression of that enemy team, their lack of fear seemed to contribute to their instant demise, and I hoped for more opponents just like them. So with an insatiable hunger for more kills, I was ready to take to the skies with my team, who were more than ready to keep looting up and leave me burning jet fuel. It's bad for the planet, guys. Come on, get a move on!
I'd hurry up. Burn is good.
We weren't in the air long before we spotted an enemy team that had just called for the resurrection of their fallen wraith. And there's a rule surrounding wraiths. Every single one of them must be put down before they can run rings around you and make you uninstall.
Get ready, squad. Got a bandit here. Opening fire. Taking fire.
Getting an arrow in the neck is no joke when the wielder has some skill, and I instantly feared that my good start could come to an end right here. While there were only 2 enemies left in this team, if one of them, say, had an ultimate, it could change things somewhat, and as it happened, they did. Yeah, I got bamboozled. Even surprised at this point.
Wings up. Charging on my shield.
Ah, good for you, Mirage, you found me. Well, fine, I can go higher. That wraith we downed had just been revived.
Third party. Fox 3 sending the payload. Reloading. Reloading. Bogey's dead. Good job. Reloading.
I suck.
Another bogey.
This wasn't the wraith I'd been chasing before, as they'd just been down by a fuse, so at this point I had no idea what was going on, which meant all was well with the Guttertier. The time of the vault was ending with no ammunition, and that fuse had a devotion ready to spin up. We'd have to be careful here, so that would definitely mean not swapping over our attachments for my empty gun. Yeah, look, I'm just giving him a chance, alright? Shut your mouth!
Wing. Fox 3 jumping the pods.
Then I was about to make a thermite grenade last forever.
Let's scan this area. Opening fire.
Taking a moment to recharge.
Give my shield to recharge. Under fire. Fire.
Now this Wraith's wingman aim was to be respected, and I legitimately worried at this point. Using cover, picking their moments. I needed to rush this guy and finish them quickly.
Reloading. Wings out.
Oh no, you did not just steal that kill, you absolute good job, teammate. I set the trap and you sprung it, aren't we? Just the best.
Down to us and them.
3 squads became 2 in what seemed like the blink of an eye, and I wondered, with round 2
Let's go to
closing,
squadron
who
down
was
here.
responsible for crushing the lobby, but actually, yeah, it was me this time. But the final squad was perhaps responsible for a large chunk of the eliminations too, and I wasn't about to take any chances. Straight to the care package for a chance at something big, and I got the alternator, which I've, to be fair, been incredibly weak at recently due to my inability to gain an affinity with those disruptor rounds. But the main priority was simply finding our enemies right now, because they must have settled their business further north. In a rare move from me, I opted to keep some distance here, but made sure that no matter what, we'd be having high ground and most of all, our wits about us.
Hostile spotted.
Heard that. Under fire. Firing.
Round 4 closing, and I felt our advantage grow because that team would have to move.
Sending it home. Check out this area.
Another suppressive round about to close. Level 5 ring would bring them a merciless death, and no one else is stealing my kills today, you hear me?
Good work. We're inside the next ring. Firing. Reloading. Eat an arc star.
Marking our surroundings.
So you're headed to another enemy.
I thought the game was over, but then too late I realised that the Bloodhound I'd downed before was actually revived, because we just got them again there, and the enemy with that gold res shield wasn't the last of that team.
Under fire. Gotcha. Firing for effect.
Well, we got the job done, and while it felt great to have such a huge damage game, it went by incredibly quickly thanks to a good head start, and I suspect it will be months before I see numbers like this again, so I'm going to take this as my early Christmas present. Let me know your highest damage game this season so far. Hope you enjoyed the vid. Catch you on the next one. Later!